Brett Kepner about jumped out of the booth. He couldn't believe it. So, I mean, a good race is a good race, and that's what we're looking for.
Right.
You know, the guys on Sunday, they're setting a world record every Sunday. We're out there to entertain people. I don't have the budget to break a world record, so. And like I say, we enjoy what we're doing.
Now, for you, do you do the real long quarter mile burnouts?
I've done a couple. It's kind of iffy. They prep tracks so good. I'll tell you, my best burnouts are at some of the worst tracks. I do the same thing every time, and I'll tell you, Quaker City over in Salem, Ohio, I come out of the water box, nailed it, and pulled the front end off the ground. That's how good that track was prepped. I mean, it was just unbelievable. I mean, but we get to the, smaller tracks and more local tracks. Oh yeah, I'll lay down a quarter mile burnout. Then of course Rocky Alsick will have to go a quarter mile and 20 more feet, but he likes to do that to me. That's his. I guess he said when he grows up he wants to be like me, but seeing how he's 20 years older than me, I think it's the other way around.
Yeah.
But yeah, the burnouts are the most fun and probably the hardest thing about driving the car. Because you can have a wonderful burnout, but if you pop the motor at the end of that, it's over with. And that's the biggest thing, throttle control.
Right.
And guys try using rev limiters, some guys use throttle clips, and I've never used nothing but my right foot.
But those long burnouts, they always get the crowd on their feet when you do those long burnouts.
Oh yeah, so there's a lot of carnage can pursue in a burnout, that's for sure.
But the crowd goes crazy though. You get big standing ovations from the crowd.
Oh yeah. I see a lot of pictures on the internet stuff of the cars just filled up with smoke, and that's the funnest time. Like I say, I try for that every time. But the way they prep these tracks, you're hard pressed to do it. I mean, I was out at Norwalk one day, and we just had everything that could go wrong went wrong. We went to pull up to the burnout box. The parachute fell out. Luckily, it didn't spread all out. My son pulled the shoestring out of his tennis shoe and pulled the chute back in and set it. I went and did my burnout. He ran out to back me up, and about halfway back, he lost his shoe, and the announcer went crazy because the kid lost his shoe, reached down, picked it up, and never mixed the step and put me right back where I was supposed to be.
That's great.
And then I had a couple other girls that lost their high heels out there in front of me and just gave up. And, I mean, if you ever get a chance, I mean, they talk about track prep. My dad's getting older, and there's a couple times my brothers had to pull his feet loose from it. It's that good. So, yeah, if they could, like I say, they prep the crap out of them, and it makes burnouts difficult for everybody. Even the nitro cars sometimes have problems.
Yeah, that's one of the things with the the big show nitro cars and HRA. That's one thing missing is the long smoky burnouts, man.
Yeah, they give different theories on that and this and that, and I'm not really sure what the truth about all that is. I mean, other than the track prep, and I'm sure it's got something to do with their setup. I mean, Terry McMillan was up there at the car show we were at in Cacklefest, and I was talking to him. They got it down to seconds of what they do every time they go down the track to try to repeat. And, I mean, they warm it. Everything's on a timer. They start the car at the line for so many seconds. He's got so many seconds to pull forward, do his burnout, and get back. And, I mean, plus or minus a second, the world to them people. And I think it's just become too involved to have much fun.
Yeah, it's very corporate now in the NHRA.
Yeah, they're. I mean, I'm licensed through NHRA because they are the authority, but I'll tell you, they could stand to have a little more grassroots kind of feel to the whole thing, which more and more here lately, through attrition and everything else, it's getting to be. All the races that we see, you got a lot of people that only run 1 or 2 races a year, and that's good. I like seeing them out there. I like seeing them knocking off the big guys. I mean, you got one guy that races twice a year, knocks off 2 guys from a 5-car team. That's a pretty good deal to me, because that 5-car team has got so much information and, backup that it's incredible. And for a little guy like Pat Dankin out of Ohio to come and go around, Terry McMillan's the same way. I think he's only got about 5 or 6 guys on his crew, and they went 2 finals, 3 finals, and won one last year. So that's kind of like what I like to see. I mean, I like all the icons. They knew what they were doing to get there, but when it's just them, it gets kind of boring.
Yeah.
The bodies, the funny car bodies, I don't care for them at all. I mean, they're trying everything in the world to slow them down and make it safer. Make them use something not out of the wind tunnel. Make them use a body like we got, something off the street. Then, of course, you lose numbers, you lose this, you lose that. There was an article I read. Austin Coyle said it would be impossible. Because, I mean, those bodies are all part of the downforce system in one way or another. And people got to stop and realize, to achieve 330 miles an hour, you just can't do it unless everything's right. And unfortunately, unless they go back to 250s, 260s, they are never going to be able to use a real Dodge Charger body or a real Mustang body.
Yeah.
Because like I say, that body's incorporated with the spoilers and the downforce and everything.
Yeah. They're like the big guys. They got so many backup cars already back in the garage. One car breaks down, they got spare body, another spare.
Oh yeah.
Like
they roll in with all their trailers.
Like your
they got their own machine shop in a trailer. They got bodies in a trailer, chassis.
Yeah, your Schumachers and your Forces. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But a guy like Wilkerson or Tim Head, Jim Head, they got what they got and go to the race.
Yeah. So now, Mark, I'm going to ask you a few fun questions here before we finish up this interview. So, what's your favorite food to eat?
What's my favorite what?
Favorite food to eat.
I still didn't hear the last part.
What's your favorite food that you like to eat?
Your cell phone's breaking all up.
What is your favorite food that you like to eat? Yeah, your favorite.
Oh, bone-in ribeye with a big old handle on it.
And what's your favorite beverage?
Oh, well, according to the doctor, it's water.
Yeah.
No, I like, my wife makes a pretty good pina colada every now and then, but we can't tell the doctor that.
No, you can't. So, what's your favorite music?
Well, music in general. I listen everything except new country or rap. I like heavy metal. I like classic rock. I even listen to some classics like Beethoven. Probably my favorite though is heavy metal.
Who's your all-time favorite heavy metal band?
Oh, probably Tool.
How about older stuff like Black Sabbath?
Oh yeah, yeah. I went to Ozfest, 97, 98. That's when Tool and all them were nobody on the backstage, and Black Sabbath, and I think Metalhead even played on the backstage. We couldn't even believe it. We're cruising around because they had two stages set up. It was like 14 hours of mind-numbing greatness. I think my ears rang for 3 days after. We were wandering around the festival area where they had the little stage set up, and all of a sudden I hear Lemmy. Dave and I'm like, forget the main stage, let's go back here. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, there'll never be another Lemmy.
No. No, and I like Corn, Limp Bizkit. Like I say, I'll listen to anything except new country and rap.
Okay, so now, Mark, do you have any hobbies outside of drag racing?
Oh, God. I don't know. My wife's sitting over here. She could probably name a list a mile long. I do a lot of trap shooting. I just started that about a year and a half ago, and I hunt and fish. My dad got me into the hunting and fishing, and I got into the trap shooting all by myself.
So what kind of fishing you like to do?
Crappie fishing. Me and Dad and my brother and Grandpa, we used to just go every weekend before we started racing. And now pretty much between races on Sunday, that's where me and my dad end up. Out on the lake crappie fishing. It's a lot of fun, and I got a granddaughter that's 7 years old. She turned 8. And the only thing the girl will eat is chicken nuggets. So me and Dad come back, and I cleaned up a bunch of fish, and I was deep frying her. She come in the house, because she was riding her bike out in the driveway with her grandma. She says, "What are you making, Grandpa?" I said, "What do you think I'm making?" She said, "Doesn't look like chicken nuggets." I said, "Well, try one of my chicken nuggets." She took 2 and ate them and went outside and come back. She says, "Grandpa, them were the best chicken nuggets in the world." And she proceeded to eat 80% of my fish going in and out. And she kept saying, "Well, Grandma wants another piece. Grandma wants another piece." Well, the wife come in the house and she said, "Where's my fish?" That little 8-year-old ate them all. So she was over a couple weeks ago, and I said, "You ready for Grandpa's chicken nuggets?" She said, "Anytime, Grandpa."
So did you ever tell her they were fish?
Oh yeah. Yeah. She said, "Are them really chicken nuggets, Grandpa?" I said, "No, they're fish." She said, "They're good anyway." So now I can get her to eat 3 things. Grandma Sloppy Joe's, chicken nuggets, and fish nuggets.
Yeah, that's a great story, Mark.
Thank you.
Mark, I want to thank you very much for your time for the interview tonight.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
No,
It was a pleasure.
No problem. Do you have any final words for the people listening?
No. Take it easy, and I won't give you a break on the tree.
Then, anyone want to find the schedule, go on the Great Lakes Nostalgia Funny Car Circuit page on Facebook. You find out where Mark will be running it with the group. Right, Mark?
Alrighty.
Well, you have a great night, Mark.
You too. Thank you very much.
All right. Take care. Bye.